Hi, I'm Monte Farber, and this is your astrological weather report. Today we're going to talk about the weather in your chart. One of the most important things in your chart, believe it or not, is your rising sign. You look out on the world as your sign, whether you're an Aries, a Taurus, a Libra, whatever. That's how you look out on the world. The world sees you as your rising sign. And what is your rising sign? The rising sign is the sign of the zodiac that's on the horizon at the moment you're born. It's what's coming up. That is how you have projected yourself into reality. Your soul has decided, I want the world to see me as this particular sign, even though I'm looking out on the world as your sun sign. So think of yourself as a projector, a movie projector. When you go to the movies, there's a projector in the back of the room sending it all out there. How does it work? There's a bright light. There's a mirror that concentrates that bright light. It goes through the 35mm film. And then it goes onto that lens that focuses it and sends it out into the world. The rising sign is the lens. The bright light is your sun. I'm an Aquarius, so I have an Aquarius colored bright light lamp. I look out on the world that way. It reflects off my moon. If you look at your chart, you'll see the moon looks like a curved mirror. It really does. That's the symbol, the crescent moon. So my bright light, my Aquarius bright light gets reflected off of my Piscean moon, so it softens it, gives it a little emotion. I'd be a lot colder without that. See, astrology is a language for describing psychological concepts. It talks about your soul. That's what's wonderful about it. That's why I'm excited about it. So there you have it, and it's been focused through your film. But what's your film? Your film is your soul energy. Your film is your mind, that constant thought process going through. So my Aquarian energy, I'm here to learn to be an Aquarius, to be eccentric, to be futuristic, to think about the past and make the future better. It's bounced off my Piscean moon where I'm concerned with everyone on an emotional level, thank goodness. And then it goes through my thought process onto my lens. What's my lens? Leo. Showbiz. The lights, the bright lights. When you're a Leo rising, you have a different kind of stage fright. You get scared when you're not on stage. Leo, as a sun sign, looks out on the world in a similar way. It is similar. And if you're born at sunrise, you're a double whatever you are. If I was born at sunrise, I'd be a double Aquarius. I'd be even crazier than I appear to be right this minute. And if you're born at any other time than sunrise, there's two different signs. So if you're always wondering, why don't they get me? Why do I look out on the world a certain way and they don't understand me? It's because of your rising sign. This is why it's so important to know your rising sign. It's really important, if you're a parent, to know your children's rising sign and yours. How are they perceiving you? You might be sending it out there as the most loving Cancer, but if you're a Scorpio rising, they're seeing you as intense. They're seeing you as judgmental. It's good to know. And if you see your kid as this person who can accept a lot of responsibility, let's say they're a Capricorn rising, meanwhile they're a Pisces and they don't know what the heck's going on, they're going to get overwhelmed. So you can see how important it is, especially when a kid's a baby and can't talk. If you know the child's rising sign, very powerful. So let's run down the rising signs. There's only 12. Aries rising, it's easy for others to think you're self-confident or you're arguing with them. If you feel weak, nobody knows it. And when you want to be nice, dial it down a little bit, because if you're an Aries rising, if Aries was on the horizon at the moment you're born, you appear to be a warrior. Man or woman, you appear to be a warrior. And if you're a Taurus rising, it's easy for others to see you as slower, deliberate, dependable, desirous of life's luxuries as you define them. Your value system is very important when you're a Taurus. And you use your poker face when you're not sure, because sometimes when you're a Taurus and you're not sure, because they like to be sure, think about the bull, putting one foot in front of the other, that's a tell. It's a big tell when they're not sure. And remember, the rising sign is how others see you, and knowledge is power. If you're a Gemini rising, Gemini is two, the twins. Gemini rising, it's easy for other people to see you as smart, smart as two people, versatile, changeable, strong opinioned if you are uncertain. That's the strange thing. And people who are very strong in their opinions see you as two-faced, because compared to them, you are. Because when you're Gemini rising, you appear that there's two different people. And you could be a Capricorn thinking that you're coming off really serious. If you're a Gemini rising, everybody sees you as changeable. So make sure you're understood when you're a Gemini rising. If you're a Cancer rising, Cancer is the mother. Cancer is sensitive. So it's easy for others to see you as sensitive, shy, caring, mothering, or if you get attached to them listening to your mothering, smothering. Something to be careful of when you're a Cancer rising. So you could be looking out on the world as this independent person. If you're a Cancer rising, everybody thinks you really care. So it's important to know. And if you're Leo rising, I talked a little bit about that, the stage fright, we're scared if we're not on stage. So others see you as a leader. It's easy for them to see you as a leader because you're dramatic, you're ego-driven, you appear to have no shyness at all, and no one feels sorry for you. No one ever feels sorry for me. I have a lot of friends who are doctors because they never feel sorry for me. I could walk in with an arrow through my head. They say, oh, take 2 aspirin. And so also, don't be too familiar. This is something I have to remember. Don't think I can be myself all the time with people. When you're Virgo rising, Virgo's the next sign, it's easy for others to see you as skilled, fidgety, all over the place. So Virgo rising is the one tapping their foot and tapping their hand and playing with a fork when they're talking to you, though I do that sometimes because I have Saturn in Virgo, but that's another astrological weather report. And no matter how you're feeling when you have Virgo rising, people are going to see you as a childlike person in the beautiful way of being a childlike person. It's a nice thing. When you're a Libra rising, it's easy for others to see you as refined, unflappable, and when you're waiting for the scales to balance, indecisive. It's hard for people with Libra prominent to make decisions. So even if you are very decisive, if you're a Libra rising, they don't know. It's important that you make sure that they understand that you are going to make a decision and that you have made a decision when you have. If you're a Scorpio rising, it's easy for others to see you as sexy, mysterious, powerful, and judgmental. And people who are Scorpio rising are so passionate and direct that it's easy for them to be misunderstood because other people are not that passionate. If you're a Sag rising, it's easy for others to see you as wise, honest, blunt, and blurting out what should be kept secret. And you're always a stranger in a strange land, so if you go to another country, even people who live there are going to ask you for directions because they'll think you live there too. You'll always seem to be part of other places. It's the classic, the prophet is respected everywhere except in their own land. If you're a Capricorn rising, it's easy for others to see you as serious, all business, and the stern dad when everybody else is trying to have fun. But you get younger as you get older, and once again, if you have a Capricorn rising child, don't load them up with responsibility because it might be too much for them. And when you're Aquarius rising, so now you're an Aquarius rising, you would be seen as the way I look out on the world. Eccentric, futuristic, unemotional, because you're trying to make scientific developments. You're trying to change things. So you can't stop to think about how everyone's going to feel about these big changes. When you're an Aquarius rising, it's easy for others to see you as inventive and cold or eccentric or weird, with your mind on the future and the past, not necessarily in the present. So go easy on people when you have Aquarius rising, because they see you as kind of threatening because you look like you want to rock the boat. And when you're Pisces rising, Pisces is the last sign, it includes all the other signs in it, which is that dreamy quality to them. When you're Pisces rising, if you ever wonder why people are always saying to you, what's wrong? Because Pisces have that otherworldly quality to them. They're thinking about stuff. They're affected by the vibes of the people in the room, the next house, if they're living in an apartment sometimes. If there's arguments going on there and you don't even hear them, you feel them. So it's easy for others to see you as listening to a psychic vision, psychic voice, as if something's wrong, and so know your intuition shows on your face. So there you have it, the 12 signs of astrology as viewed as the rising sign, the lens on the projector that is you. I'm Monte Farber, this is your astrological weather. I'll see you tomorrow with some more astrological insights.